one in the live. All right, we're going here. Just pulling up the chat. Seeing if I can see it on the background would make things easier. Hello to JR, welcome to today's office hours. We are here to celebrate Site 42's 700K. What's good, Diamond Edits? Good to see you in the chat. Morning, Desk. Morning, Dr. Eularian. Amber, good to see you. Just making sure I have the documentation for the wiki up in case there are SCP questions. Moss Eater, congrats on 27 or 700K. Thank you very much. We're doing good. We are celebrating this week, and hopefully we are projected. We think we might be able to hit 1 million before the end of 2024, which would be epic. So fingers crossed, the more the better. The stronger Site 42 gets, the more we can help other creators and ourselves. Okay, so I will not be able to see the behind the scenes on the chat here because my pad here is doing funny things and it doesn't want me to sign in, unfortunately. Let me try a different browser. But in the meantime, Ace of Luck, thank you for your first super chat of the stream. If the ink demon from Bendy and the Ink Machine were an SCP, how would it be contained? I wonder, have I done a video on that one? I think I may have covered that in a previous video. Bendy, Ink Machine, SCP. Yes, we have a whole video on that, Ace of Luck. If Bendy and the Ink Machine is not an SCP, but if it were, is currently on the Site 42 YouTube channel, so you can check that out. Make sure to grab yourself an apple pie slice on your way past the commissary. Let Slenderman go. Nope, we already have a video containing Slenderman, and we're not letting it go. It's not an SCP, but it is contained. Pretty good at that. All right, back to the browser view. And if you can decipher Desk's coughing fit, you might see the secret of his first SCP on the wiki. So, if you want to go check that out, the #1 doggo, a 001 for the ages to be sure. Dr. Not a Toaster here, can you give me some tips on how to get a promotion? Well, the Eternal, we only promote the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. You see, we only hire the best of the best of the best, but then we promote the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. And so it's a pretty high bar to reach, pretty high bar. But, you know, usually they'll give you a pity promotion if you lose a limb. It's kind of like a Purple Heart, but with a pay raise. So that's one factor of it you might want to keep in mind. Are you willing to lose a limb for future job prospects? Who can say? Maybe it's a good bet, maybe it's not. Maybe you'll get assigned to an SCP that regrows your limb. Then it's completely worth it, in my eyes anyways. I mean, barring from the terrible pain of the loss, but you can handle that, right? Of course you can. Oh, thank you, Nuka-Cola Addict, for your dono for today. Make sure to grab yourself a Nuka-Cola on your way past the commissary. We just restocked. We even got the Quantums today. If the absolute solver from Murder Drones was an SCP, how would the Foundation contain it? I'm not familiar, but I can take a cursory glance. I've heard of Murder Drones before, but I have not heard of the absolute solver. So let's take a quick peek, see if there's a wiki where I can get a long story short. Absolute solver, murder drones. Absolute solver. The solver of the absolute fabric, shortened to absolute solver or solver, is the main antagonist of murder drones. Okay, so big bad. It is an incredibly advanced, like monstrous code, supernatural artificial intelligence that mutates in damaged forms of lesser AI, especially worker drones, constructed by J.C. Jensen. Originally, the solver manifested in and possessed the improperly disposed of Sin, eventually recovered by Tessa to reside at Elliott Manor. However, it allowed its hazardous effects to spread among the various workers at the mansion, corrupting their programming to help the solver massacre an entire gala held there. After destroying the entire Earth with a massive null singularity, the solver, through Sin, built disassembly drones and deployed them to various exoplanets to perform its bidding unknowingly, including creating spires of dead life forms and infiltrating cabin fever labs. On Copper 9, scientists brought backstory, biography pre-series, pilot, the prominent cabin fever home, dead master biography. From there, so it is a virus or a program. So we would probably, the SCP Foundation stories and containments that would work for this, if we checked out a planet where it had already destroyed everything, then we would probably have a sample, put that in a Faraday cage, and we would use that to test it. If it's sentient, we would interview it, of course. I guess the wiki's broken. I don't get to see any more than that. Oh, gosh, 1 second. Phone off of the Wi-Fi. That way we wouldn't either have glitchy bad internet or be caught by anyone who's looking for Foundation influence in the area. All right, so this is no longer of any help, unfortunately. I would imagine that, yes, we have a lot of computer virus style anomalies. So I would not be shocked if we were able to contain that, or if we were the cause of it in some XK scenarios. All right, let's get off that page before it crashes my temp pad here. Give me a raise from Containment Designer A. Well, Containment Designer A, this bribe goes a long way into the future of your successful raise and or promotion, so good work. Atomic Spear, congratulations on 700K. What's your favorite SCP? I thank you for the congratulations, and I always say my favorite SCP at the end of stream, which is approximately today, 20 minutes from now. So if you're here in 20 minutes, you'll get to hear my favorite SCPs. Or of course, you could cheat and go to a previous stream and listen real quick. Building Block, thank you for your dono. Make sure to grab yourself some baklava on your way past the commissary. The GOC seek to destroy anomalies, but are there exceptions? Like if the anomaly is necessary to keep the world intact or destroy other anomalies, or just to annoy the Foundation. So the GOC has been known to make exceptions. Their exceptions include things that if they destroy it, it will destroy the world. Obviously, we call those, I think, Archon, where we can't contain them, and so otherwise bad things would happen. So Archon class anomalies to the Foundation are permanently uncontained on purpose. For them, I'm sure it's the same way. They will also keep anomalies that they can weaponize, or anomalous entities that are willing to work with the GOC. Depending on the canon, sometimes they're not as hardliners on that. So you could get recruited and or they could use anomalous weapons. And so there's a couple situations where the GOC may grant lenience. Excellent question. Thank you, Building Block. Andre, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for your dono. Make sure to grab yourself some apple juice on your way past the commissary. What would you do if you entered SCP-4001? Well, the first thing I do is not give anyone my name, I believe, if that's the one we're thinking of. SCP-4001. No, that's 4000 is taboo, right? Cognito hazard. Don't die. All right. You all also need to be inoculated. So anyone who's not seeing this file properly, you are now going to have a bad time. But that's all right. We're all Foundation staff here. We're all part and parcel of this, so you're all fine. I know you are. 4001, give me laconic so I can, SCP 4001, laconic, Google. Maintain a secure bunker around 4001. Don't let any unauthorized personnel in. Only level 4 and above personnel are eligible for review to enter, and when entering, no fire guns or bladed weapons of any kind are allowed. Laconic description. SCP-4001 is an unending subterranean library beneath the Museum of Alexandria containing books that equate to the entire past and future of all living humans. There was a caretaker of SCP-4001 who wrote his own book to keep himself alive for thousands of years. It won 8th place in the 4000 contest. Cool. And so, guy wrote himself a little book. All of eternity. Lots of different logs. All right, so is there anything I need to worry about going in? Because otherwise, what would you do? If there's no problems, then I would have all sorts of research fun in there. Because I can't get into the Wanderers Library. They won't let me in. They keep complaining about the jailers. Jerks. Okay. So, do not bring a weapon and study all you want. That's amazing. No problem with that. Standing within the room will hear steady ruffling noises and occasion loud thudding noises. Source of the sound is the origination of bookshelves and new books upon them, which occurs continuously without any obvious source of material. Complete archive of every human life to date, and is continuously self-updating. I love that for that. Books can be taken and read freely, can be scanned. If returned to any of the shelves, the book will vanish and reappear in its original location. Book vanishes and returns to the shelf if you try to leave with it. Absolute truth of history. Yeah, I just do so much studying. Oh my word. Okay, going into the super chats, because I know there's a couple I missed during that. So let me go catch up on those donos. Robin, thank you for your dono. Make sure to grab yourself a Red Robin cheeseburger at the commissary, or our off-brand Bluebird burger. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just as good. There's no difference that you can taste unless you're paying attention with your taste buds. Imagine an anomaly that is a human somehow immune to amnestics, nestics, mimetics, and antimimetics. So a humanoid entity immune to amnestics, nestics, mimetics, and antimimetics. So were that the case, that would be the kind of person that we would have as a D class, similar to Connor's confinement, in which we would use this person for specialized tests involving those things that it is immune to, so we could get more data without losing extraneous D class. So that would be a very useful subject. I would appreciate having one on hand. If you have one, report it to your nearest site director, and we will make sure to abscond with it. I will take very good care of it. Don't worry about it. And if that's you, then we'll see you soon. Containment Designer A. I will flaw the containments if you don't give me a raise. All right, you've gone from bribery to threats now. You were going in the right direction. Now you're pushing it, Containment Designer A. Containment Designer B would not be so reckless. I would follow your peers on this one. Be careful, be careful. And Nosuke, thank you for your first dono to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself. You get an apple from the commissary. You get an apple, that's cute. How would you contain the death angels from a quiet place? Quiet place, huh? A Quiet Place, Death Angel. I know what their deal is with the whole sound thing, but I want to see more details. They arrived on Earth for humans referred to as an invasion inside a meteorite, emerged and started attacking anything that makes even the faintest and slightest noise. Death Angels are a hostile, ferocious species of super-evolved extraterrestrial predator that arrived on Earth on an asteroid and landed on its surface, and have since begun eliminating almost all life in America and almost entire Earth. They kill everything that makes slightest noise, assisted by a sense of acute hearing far beyond anything produced on Earth. This, combined with their indestructible armor, allowed them to massacre most sapient life on the planet, including a sizable portion of humanity, subsequently causing society to collapse. Now, if I remember correctly, they did find a way to harm it. They were so tough, armor can resist shotguns, missiles, bombs, and fire. They can destroy steel and any hard object. Due to the trade-offs of these features, however, they are completely blind, and their dense armor and musculature is so heavy that they cannot swim in water. They can't swim. Good to know. Creatures are slightly taller than a human, with overall proportions that are lithe and lean. Very SCP-096-ish, if I'm being honest. Just a little bit longer in the arm, but very, very similar entity. Head, large jaw, sharp teeth, no eyes, no apparent nose, detects sound. The extremely sensitive hearing can be turned into a weakness, as Reagan discovered that their ears are so delicate that high-frequency sound waves will make them uncontrollably squeal in pain and spasm, accidentally opening up the armor plates on the ears and exposing the vulnerable skin underneath, which allows humans to easily kill the creatures by any weapons. If the high-pitched noises are loud enough, they could cause the Death Angel to temporarily collapse from the plane. If their armor is being damaged, the creatures are still survived, however, shooting their flesh instantly kills the creature. They're not sapient but vicious animals. Just how intelligent is unclear, as they mostly seem driven by pure instinct, though the Abbott's whiteboard speculates that they are capable of hunting in packs. Creatures do not kill for food. The Abbott's whiteboard includes a prominent note, why don't they eat their prey? And they are never seen eating any of the corpses. Okay, so with that in mind, now I haven't seen these movies. I've only just looked at this wiki. So my suggestion is there's a lot of them. They're on a meteorite. So the first thing we would do is we would attempt to lock down the area around the meteor, but likely with as many of the beasties as there are and how big and tough they are, they'd probably break containment pretty quickly. I mean, depending on which canon of the Foundation you have and how far our tech has gone along, we use sonic weapons in the case of containment and different containment protocols. So it would not be shocking that we had some sort of sonic weapon that could produce the frequency that would cause the issue to deactivate, disarm, what's the word I'm looking for? Discombobulate, that's a good one. Discombobulate the Death Angels. So it wouldn't be shocking if we pulled that off. The problem is there's just so gosh darn many of them. It requires a lot of resources. Probably we would have to team up with the GOC. And from there, we would end up letting them destroy a large amount of them probably, but we'd ask to keep one for research purposes. Descavalto Clef, thank you for dono and for your service. Have you considered the long-term effects of mimetic overuse? Mimetic overuse? Are you talking about mnestics or are you talking about mimetic? Because for mnestic overuse, we just saw in the thrilling conclusion of There Is No Anti-Mimetics Division that overdosing on mnestic has a very clear response. You die. So, I don't like that. What would it mean to overuse a meme, I wonder? I'll see if I can come back to that, because I'm not exactly sure what you mean by overuse of mimetics. I mean, I know there's obviously mimetic kill agents or different mimetic agents out there that do different things to the brain. And so maybe you could overuse one that is beneficial in a way that it causes a bad reaction possibly. Okay, it was Nestex. Then yes, we know you perish, because that's what happened to the founder of the Anti-Memetics Division as well as Miriam. It was an overdose of Nestex at the end of the day. At least that's what it seemed like in the show. If it was different in the quantum stories, I'm not exactly sure. Rowan, thank you for your first dono to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself some ravioli on your way past the commissary. Could forcing the tree to experience a high volume of the internet make the tree scream? You know, we tried to overdose the tree on the internet. We tried to do that thing from A Clockwork Orange where you pin its eyes open and then you have a bunch of screens going, but it turned out that the tree does not have eyes. And so we carved it some eyes. That way we could hold the trees open. We got some paper that we made little eyelids, and then we pinned those open over the eyes. So it's the same effect. It's just as good. It's just as good. Unfortunately, the tree, when exposed to that much terror of the internet, and people think SCP is scary. No, the internet is scary. But the tree just took it in stride, so good suggestion, but we were already on that one, so we're on to the next test. Containment Designer A. I got this job from Jeremy, who was in the O5 Council, and Containment Designer B is a D class now who died. Wait, Containment Designer B died? I wasn't informed of this. I liked him. He was nice. Shame. Robin, thank you for your next dono. Make sure to grab yourself some more of those burgers. If the Forerunners from Halo were to show up on Earth, how would the SCP Foundation contain them? The Forerunners. Interesting. So again, you picked a fandom I'm not a part of. I'm not a part of the Halo fandom, so I don't know a whole lot, but let me... Halo... Forerunners... Wiki. Halo Wiki. Halo Forerunners show up on Earth is what you're asking. The Forerunners were a very advanced civilization. We are the Forerunners, guardians of all that exists. The roots of the galaxy have grown deep under our careful tending. Where there is life, the wisdom of our countless generations has saturated the soil. Our strength is a luminous sun towards which all intelligence blossoms, and the impervious shelter beneath which it has prospered. Highly advanced and ancient Tier 1 species whose empire, the Ecumene, was spread across 3 million fertile worlds in the Milky Way galaxy approximately 100,000 years ago. Foreigners are creators and builders of many significant installations, including the Halo Array, the Ark, and the Shield worlds, as well as the numerous lesser artifacts later found on many worlds. Foreigners taking up a role as custodians of the galaxy and believe that the mantle of responsibility, the center of their society and culture, have been passed down to them by the precursors, an even more powerful race that preceded the Forerunner civilization. Forerunner is a literal translation of the species name for themselves. They identify themselves as such because they believe that they held an impermanent place in the universe's living time and that they would be succeeded by other better races. Before their disappearance from the galaxy, the Forerunners would rename humanity their successors, identifying them with the title Reclaimer. Physiology, technology, that's what I want. Scrolling. Quite similar to humans, but also share traits with the sunshine. The differences from either of these species of the Forerunners have a pale complexion and black sclera. The librarian and the didact are Forerunners. A more accurate description can be drawn from them. Generally, all Forerunner were upright bipeds with 2 legs. Forerunner customs require that they wear armor or combat skins at all times. Forerunner manufactured armor protects both its user physically and medically, and impacts some of their biological attributes both positively and negatively, such as increased age, extended life, among other races. Forerunner mutation to rates also affected the characteristics of the Forerunner. These traits apparently range from increased height to an additional thumb on each hand. 2 thumbs? What are you gonna do with an extra? Why? What are you grabbing like that? Like this? Down here? I guess down here you could like turn it around and have it like come in the palm and the other way. I guess that could work. Huh. There were 6 known rates: the life workers, the warrior servants, the builders, the miners, the engineers, and the juridicals. Manipulators were juvenile forerunners not yet mutated into a rate, or a rate. Theoreticals were a rate of scientists that were discovered after the human forerunner war. Counting the theoreticals, there were a total of 7 rates, or rates, whichever it is. All right, so they're not terribly weird from humans. They're a little stronger, a little longer lived. Technology now. Managed to create solidified surfaces out of meticulous energy, construct a halo-wide teleportation grid, create and utilize a number of other advanced machinery. So this would be the kind of story in the SCP universe where if they were forerunners, then the story would be about discovering more of the background of Earth and what the purposes of the forerunners were, and maybe what they were preparing us to fight in the future. And so it would end on a cliffhanger if something's coming. Or if the forerunners were somehow to appear on Earth today, somehow, then I guess they wouldn't be forerunners anymore because they're here at the same time as us. But maybe it's some time wonkery, and we can learn from the scouts who arrive. Or maybe it's maybe they've returned, there was some in stasis to warn us about the future bad thing. But being as how they seem beneficial to humans, we would probably use that as a story of working with whoever showed up toward a bigger future goal. That would be my idea. Of course, we wouldn't let the public know about it. I mean, you know that. That's all how we do. Chilla, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being a member. Opinion on DC's essence of bullet gives SCP energy. I don't know what essence of bullet is. We're gonna look that up real quick. And while I do, Leaf, thank you for your dono. Make sure to grab yourself a salad on your way past the commissary. And thank you for the congratulations on the 700K. We are loving it right now. We are blooming as a channel. We're also making future plans with other teams on awesome collaborative stuff, so keep an eye on the future. We got plans. The essence of bullet, which is an ideal perfect bullet. The idea of what a bullet is given physical form. It's a magic bullet, literally. An all-purpose God-killing projectile that can be loaded and fired over and over again from any gun ever invented. Essence of bullet. Okay, that's possible, right? The new gods are incredibly powerful, living ideas from a kind of platonic archetypal world. All right, so, I mean, yeah, we would definitely contain that. And probably, I imagine it would be used in decommissions if the Foundation so deemed an anomaly necessary for that. Inosuke, I don't want an apple, I prefer premium meat. Well, you get yourself some of that sweet meat then. 1,000 juicy nugs. Thank you for your dono. Make sure to grab yourself some juicy nugs at the commissary. Although, maybe not 1,000. Save some for the other researchers. What happens to a safe class SCP during a breach? Normally, it's just locked down. Safe SCPs are normally in their containment cells, pretty easy to keep. Just lock the box and keep it locked until the breach is complete. Containment Designer A. I know I got demoted once and promoted once, and it pisses me off. Who's calling me now? Oh, it's my wonderful mother. Why does your mom know your number? You're supposed to say goodbye to all your friends and family once you work for the Foundation, unless they are also in the Foundation. Is your mom in the Foundation? Are they that 05 you were talking about? Bob, say hi to your mother for me. Andre, thank you again. How will the Foundation contain a humanoid entity that kills anybody it sees and hears in its proximity, like average humans? Eyesight, distance, and sound. Humanoid entity that kills anybody it sees and hears in its proximity, like average humans. So what we would have to do is, you know how we put a bag on 096's head so it can't see? Or so that we can't see its face? So in this case, we would probably we wouldn't surgically alter it because then we couldn't test it anymore. If we had to decommission it, we would surgically remove its inner ears so it couldn't hear anymore. We'd surgically blind it, and therefore we could not have its anomalous effect activate. But considering that we like to contain it as is, we would put it in blinders and soundproof headphones, and they would be permanently attached in a way that it can't remove. It can only be removed by Foundation staff during testing. So we would lock it in a soundproof headset. Only remove for meals probably, because if it's locked on like that, it probably covers here. If we could make a helmet that could like lock here, but you could fit its mouth so we wouldn't have to take it off when we feed it, that would be preferable. But that would be my main containment plan. All right, guys, by the way, I'm supposed to be ending stream now. Our agent that I'm meeting at this location is coming soon, so I'm trying to get through these super chats as fast as I can. But if I can't reach the end, then I'm sorry and thank you in advance. Doing my best. Inosuke, how would you contain the Black Lantern corpse from DC? Ooh, that's a big ask. Black Lanterns, death, rings, raising the dead. I would have to do some research on that because I know obviously they were defeated in the comics in one way or another. And so I would use that as a jumping off point for a situation. I would use that in my research for sure. The Fat Cat, thank you for your first donut of the stream. Make sure to grab yourself some Friskies on your way past the commissary. Have you watched SCP Overlord? Have a great day. I will have a great day, and you too. And I have seen Overlord. Overlord was pretty good. My personal taste in SCP films is not so much the very MTF focused side. I'm a lot more into the researcher side and the anomalies and how civilians deal with this stuff like this. So that's my only thing, that I'm not super into Overlord or Dollhouse because it's just the guys in TAC here doing stuff. So it's not bad. It's pretty well made. It's just not for me. Meanwhile, there is no anti-memetics division. Now that is getting closer to my type of thing. And the 096, while it does have the TAC gear guys, it also has other stuff in it. Robin St. Pierre. It would be the discovery of the librarians It would be the discovery of the librarians' digitized conscious as she warned us against the flood and will want us to reclaim the mantle. I see, okay. A digitized consciousness, and it would warn us that the flood is coming and want us to reclaim the mantle. That would be, you're right. That is exactly what would happen. And so that would lead to any of our future sci-fi canons of the Foundation going forth to accomplish this task, but we wouldn't have a super soldier with us. We wouldn't have the Master Chief. So maybe instead, we'd have one of those situations where we'd probably send Samsara, to be honest, because they're awesome superpower cyborgs. So that would probably be our replacement for Master Chief. It would probably be a future sci-fi Samsara story. And that is the bottom of the super chats. I made it. Hallelujah. Didn't think I would, but I did. So, to end today's stream, as always, we end with my favorite SCPs. Remember, these are not my favorite SCPs, these are not the SCPs I wrote, because that would be cheating. Of course I love my SCPs. But if you want to read my SCPs, as well as support Site42 by becoming a channel member or a patron, you can go to the link that's in all of our videos. Descriptions, beacons.ai/site42. It has support links. It has my SCP Wiki author page. So while you're going to go read the articles I've written for the Wiki, make sure to drop a dime in the bucket. That way Site42 can keep growing and growing. Thank you very much in advance. My favorite SCPs are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5175, SCP-5031, and SCP-5320. I'll say them one more time. SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, and SCP-5320. I hope you guys have had a good office hours with me. I've had a great office hours with y'all. Y'all had some really good questions today. Good work, staff. Very impressive. And now, I will take you guys... Oh, 1 second. There we go. Okay. And so now, I will bid you adieu. I will get back to work on my end. You get back to work on your end. Stay safe. Have a happy Victory Friday. And I'll see you in the next video or stream. Don't the hours grow shorter as the days go by? We never get to stop and open our eyes. 1 minute you're waiting for the sky to fall, and next you're dazzled by the beauty of it all. Lovers in a dangerous time. Lovers in a dangerous time.